I'm Damon Bruce. Good to have you along for the NBA here on 2K Sports. A Tuesday night NBA presentation. It's the away team going up against the home team. And now, let's go to Kevin Harlan, Steve Kerr, Clark Kellogg, and Doris Burke. Enjoy the first half. I'll be back with more at halftime.
To the Tuesday night edition of the NBA on 2K Sports. This is Kevin Harlan to call the game with our analysts Clark Kellogg and Steve Kerr. And now we take a brief check at the matchup. Our starting five for both teams. Well, it's been something of a disaster for them since the start of the season. They have just one win and continue to tally losses.
Well, this team is one that has tremendous talent. I mean, you look at the roster, and you expect them to be pretty good. They just have been a little disjointed here early in the season, but they're very capable of getting it going and having a strong year.
Yeah, I think so too, but they better not wait too much longer, guys, because they don't want to dig themselves too big of a hole to start this season.
Drilled from 6 feet.
You know, he'll make you scratch your head and throw your hands up as a defender. I mean, you just don't know how to play it.
Just 5 on the clock. Number 6. Money from the wing. Let's go quickly over to Doris Burke for an update.
I briefly spoke with the home team's head coach. He said that they weren't going to try and be overly aggressive with their defense and not take too many risks that can burn them. He said in a first meeting like this, you don't want to beat yourself by over-planning. We know we have a smart defense, and we'll see if they can unlock it first before we start adjusting. We'll find out if they need to do that soon enough.
Great, Doris. Thank you. It's not too uncommon to have that defensive focus being foremost in the game plan, is it?
Well, that's who they are, Kevin. That's their identity as a ball club. And so every game they start out thinking, let's shut the opponent down.
And not with just any kind of defense, guys. I mean, they want to get up into you, nose-to-nose, aggressive, in-your-face defense.
And things are going to come way too easy for him if he can get that deep post position.
I agree with you, Steve. You got to deny him the ball down there as best you can.
And so just over a minute and a half played. Ripped away. Number 5. Shot's good.
And the offense, I mean, 3 of 4, a solid start for this game.
On the shot clock. Let's check out the Eastern Conference standings now that we're in the new year. Third best record here in the early going. They're much further down in the standings right now. If you're just tuning in, we played about 2.5 minutes here in the first. There's the pick. Plays it up and banks it in.
And they're nearly perfect from the floor early on. 4 of their first 5 shots they've drained.
Just 5 to shoot. Number 11. And they turn over the 24-second buzzer, signaling the shot clock violation. And let's take this chance now to break out the list of the league's leading teams in the steals department.
Yeah, you can't make a lazy pass against this club. I mean, they'll turn it into a steal nearly every single time.
Gone 4 of 5 from the field so far. Clark, this offense has really been clicking.
No doubt about it, giving the defense all kinds of trouble.
And they're playing with so much energy offensively. The ball is really moving.
Number 4. Shot no good. And first quarter, we're about 3.5 minutes in. Number 50 makes it off the glass.
That's the way to work the ball in close to the hoop, guys.
There's the screen. Lock at 6. From past the arc. Number 7. 1:49 left to play in the first. That drops. Gone 0 of 2 from deep here.
Well, he wants to get everybody on the same wavelength, that's for sure. And he may change up some things here as well.
Looks to me like he saw something that wasn't on the plan and picked now is the time to address it. I don't have a problem with that.
We've got 1:23 left in the first quarter of the game. That's in. No good there in the post.
That's kind of a shocker. The defense was there, but it wasn't right in his face. Kind of out of character for him to miss those.
Number 3. And no good. And a chance to take the lead. Gone 4 for 9 from the field to start this game up. Butts at 5 from 18. No luck. Gone 3 of 4 from the field to start out the game. 41 seconds left in the first quarter. Trying his luck deep. Shot is off. Being 40% here in the early stages. On the clock, number 14. Another miss, and they desperately need a bucket. And even 3-on-3 break. Whoops, anticipated the pass. Turnover. At the end of one, a closely contested game so far. The away team, they're up by 2. And don't go away. We'll be back with the action for the start of the second quarter in just a moment.
NBA season is in full swing. Next Monday, 11 p.m. Eastern, 8 Pacific.
Neither team able to build much of a lead up to this point as we start the second quarter. And looking at what we've seen so far, guys, from the visiting team, what do you think?
Really good sign offensively the way they started this game out, hitting a lot of hoops from close range.
Yeah, it's a lot easier to get baskets inside. I know you were a three-point shooter, Steve, and a really good one, but it's always easier to score in the paint.
There's a screen. The shot goes down and gets this game back to even.
Very well executed pick to give them all kinds of space to get that one off.
I think about 33% not happy with their play on that end. Number 7. Great D on that shot, and it's off the mark. Here's the three. That's good.
He can be a forgotten man in their offense sometimes, but you know the defense still needs to keep an eye on him.
Here's the screen. Number 14. And right away, they match it with a three-pointer of their own.
The rapid-fire threes coming from everywhere.
I thought it might be a little imprudent to try to get those points right back, but it worked.
Second quarter of action, about a minute and a half played. Number 14. With a kind roll that time off the rim as that one falls. Second quarter of play with around 2 minutes gone so far. Shot clock at 6. And he's off on his first shot of the game. Gone and out, he's 3 of 3 to start the second. Puts up a 3. The shot misses. Gone 1 of 2 on 3 pointers here in the second quarter so far. We're just over 2.5 minutes into the second quarter. Number 6. A place jumper from the free throw line. just before the shot clock expires. Being a mediocre 41% in this one.
Interior defense to be successful.
1:22 left now here in the second. 6 to shoot. Number 5 hits from the high post. Gone 1 of 2 on 3-pointers here in the second quarter. 55 seconds left to play in the first half. 6 on the shot clock. It's stolen. Back in off the glass. He's got 6.
Well, since the first quarter, we've seen them ease off that long distance game here a little bit. It's probably a good idea.
Yeah, you know, Steve, some teams would prefer to just shoot their way out of a slump. Getting a few to drop from inside the arc is really a good way to get your offense back on track.
Blocked. Target at the rim.
But one of his issues is he's a player that just does not excel at fighting through contact on his way to the rim.
Second quarter ends in a tight one. The away team, they lead by 4. Well, folks, stay tuned for the halftime show at Damon Bruce for all the highlights from our first half.
Now, presented by Sprint.
Welcome to 2K Sports. We've got a rivalry battle on our hands today. Let's break it down. Some good basketball for the away team. A strong beginning to the season. They've wasted no time in getting off on the right foot. And the home club still hanging in there. They've looked to their bench for scoring, and it's paying big dividends. A look now at some games slated for later on in the evening. Rivalry games are always a blast, and these fans are pumped for that one. That gets going 7:30 Eastern. Now we'll shift to games currently in progress. Things are pretty close out there in the third quarter of action. A look now at some games yet to start. Some East meets West action in that one. That one gets going at 7 Eastern. And we'll be heading back to the court for the rest of our coverage as we go to Kevin Harlan, Steve Kerr, Clark Kellogg, and Doris Burke for the second half.
The Sprint Halftime Report, presented by Sprint.
Well, both sides have assessed what they need to do over the break in halftime. We'll see now if one can pull out a way here in the third. Third quarter action getting rolling right now, brought to you by Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. Here's who's on the floor.
Terrific defense right there to prevent from converting in close.
To shoot.
Kick it out! Kick it out!
From deep three-point range. Moves back up. And he sinks the layup. He's got 6.
Well, something special about him, guys, is just how good he is at winning the so-called second shot game, going hard to the offensive glass, salvaging points with his putbacks.
You know, one other thing you have to appreciate when it comes to him is his skill on the low block. Terrific footwork, nice up and under fakes, and he's got a tremendously soft touch.
His first shot coming late. No luck. Third quarter of basketball, about a minute and a half in. Number 9. That's good on the jump shot. Getting a respectable 47% from the field in this one. They could use a big shot here to get this offense going.
Sure could, Kev. I mean, too many empty trips. They need some points.
And now the 2K leaderboard, a list of the teams that have rebounded the ball tremendously over the last 10 games.
Yeah, what a show of strength and rebounding we've seen recently. These guys playing extremely physically.
Shoots a three, and that one's good. He's got 6. There's a minute 34 left to play in the third. Lock at 6. Number 9. Okay, at the elbow jumper.
Oh, they're now +5 in the rebound category, really controlling the glass.
And rebounding is one of those non-glamour stats. I mean, it takes work and effort and tenacity and physicality. But when you look at the scoreboard, you can see the correlation.
Kevin, it seems like scoring on the low post is kind of a lost art these days, but this guy can do it. I mean, he can get down on the block, get positioned, and he's got some skills to get the ball in the basket from that position.
Another aspect of his game that I really like is how effectively he sets picks. It's overlooked sometimes, but he does a great job of positioning and getting there at the right time to set a screen and help a teammate get free.
So he hits both free throws. There's 48 seconds left to play in the third. There's the triple. And hit.
And, you know, the rebounding edge here has been key because they're getting a lot of extra possessions offensively as a result.
Guys, you're absolutely right. It's made all the difference.
19 seconds left in the third quarter of the game. Shot clock at 6. Number 5. Seconds left in the third. To end the run. Off target with that shot. And here at the end of the third quarter, it's a double-digit ball game. The away team, they lead by 13. And we're coming back in just a moment. Get ready for the fourth quarter of action when we return.
Coming up Monday, January 20th, Big Time Hoops coming your way.
And we welcome you back as we get going here in the fourth quarter. The final quarter of play can change everything. At 48% from the floor, looking good. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Pulls it up. Beats the shot clock, but can't get it to fall.
Great defense there. You really have to challenge him at that range. Strong rebounding, and he's rewarded with the easy putback.
On deep. The shot is off. A few possessions into the fourth quarter, just over a minute played. 7. Number 4. That is good.
Just seems like they're finding an open lane to the hoop every time down. That's 5 buckets in a row for them in the paint.
Yeah, on the flip side, Steve, the defenders have to show more fight on the interior.
Well, they were unbeaten against this opponent last season. Not surprising considering where they both finished in the standings.
Just about 1.5 minutes gone by here in the 4th. Six on the shot clock. Number 11. It's good. The time running down on the shot clock. Quickly going back to what Steve just said, they brushed this team aside easily last year. Maybe thought their favorite opponent to face.
Well, I think that probably was the case. I mean, they made the most of their opportunities against a team that really struggled. They had the upper hand clearly.
From outside the arc. No good.
Well, I think that was clearly a foul. A little anxious. Too much in a hurry right there.
Number 8. Good on the triple.
Gotta love the use of the bounce pass there. Perfect feed.
And over 2.5 minutes in the books here in the 4th. Gone 2 for 5 on field goal attempts in the 4th quarter. Tipped. And that one ends up out of bounds. And they retain possession. Number 7. And off the player, and in it goes.
And there it is again. That's where their points have been coming today, from the low post.
And even under pressure and tight, they've maintained their concentration and converted their opportunities.
From 8. Jump shot is good that time.
He's got one of those shooting strokes that never changes, guys. I mean, even if a defender's all over him, he just never seems to flinch. A great quality to have as a shooter.
And guys, he plays a tough brand of basketball. His biggest tool and asset is his strength, and he uses it every time down the court.
And let's get this update now from Doris Burke, who's across the way on the sideline.
Hi, Kevin. The head coach for the visiting team had some instruction for his guys during that last break. He was absolutely adamant, saying, don't let them off the hook. Let's keep our foot on the pedal and keep doing the things that have gotten us here this far. We're almost home.
And thank you, Doris. Number 9. Nice jump shot from the top of the key.
It's been the story of the game for him. Fortunately, his teammates have bailed him out.
On 1 or 2 from three-point range here in the 4th. We've played just over 3.5 minutes now in the 4th quarter. Just 5 to shoot. Number 11. A three-pointer off the mark.
Physically, there's no doubt they've been the stronger team. That +10 rebound advantage tells you all you need to know.
Yeah, not to mention what it says on the scoreboard. I mean, they're really pushing them around physically at this point.
No good, and tight defense there bothered that shot. Gone 3 of 7 from the floor in the fourth. That's a 42% mark in the quarter. Inside, number 12. That free throw, no good. Good on the second free throw.
Yeah, a disappointing trip to the line, even though it was just one miss. Now is not the time to be missing free throws.
Gone 4 of 8 in this fourth quarter, shooting an even 50% from the field. 26 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Number 6, and that one's good.
Well, they've done a great job keeping the fans out of the game today, and the closer they get to the win, the quieter it gets.
Yeah, we call that the sweet sounds of silence. They're going to savor this win. Well, they should. Every road win carries a little extra reward.
Number 14, can't connect. The visiting club takes the win on the road. Not much to be critical of with this win, Clark.
Not at all. I mean, they showed up not just to play, they showed up to give great effort and to win, and they did both.
For Clark Kellogg, Steve Kerr, and Doris Burke, this is Kevin Harlan thanking you for tuning in. Now it's time to present our Jordan Player of the Game.